Hello everybody, this is a non-common presentation. I hope that you enjoy it. This is our own experience in didactic worship too. This is me and she is Sharon. I don't know, but I don't have her. I don't know the answer, I know the reason. And Sharon, it's your turn.
Let's start defining and talking about reflections. We were making a lot of reflections during the whole class that some of us were tired of making those reflections, but we must do it. I remember we were defining and giving the approaches of this topic in the class in discussions. There was the Miss Borjas, Miss Garcia de Borjas, and all the classmates. We were participating, giving the definitions of reflections and the approaches. Reflections, remember, refers to a past experience that is recalled, considered, and evaluated. It is according to a purpose. So it refers to the way we reflect and take some decisions about our teaching style. One of the approaches is the technical rationality that refers to the behaviors and skills, the cognitive aspects of teaching. I remember that all of the classmates were participating. We were talking about the reflection in actions that reflects when the teacher reflects inside the classrooms and the moment that happens something. And the reflection in actions is recalling one experience after the class, so it's outside the classrooms, outside the school, or even at your home. Reflections for actions is a proactive thinking in order to guide future actions. And as we know, the last approach was action research, which is a self-reflecting inquiry by participants in social settings to improve practice.
Oh, now it's my turn. So let's talk about techniques, and I don't know why it's incomplete the sentence, but okay, let's talk about techniques. This is a normal day in the classroom and didactic workshop too. And this occasion, this time, we are going to talk about techniques. And as you know, a technique is every task and activities that teacher and learner perform in the classroom. Here there are some of our classmates like Asiel and Claudia and Caro and me, and as I said before, I don't have her. I don't know why, but I don't have it. So and this is Sharon. She arrived at the classroom, but I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. So the teacher asked some question about techniques and also about the categorizing techniques. And as you know, there are 3 categorizing techniques. But first, we don't know how to write, how to draw in this occasion. So here's Kevin. Kevin arrived late again, to 2:20. And sorry, Kevin, but you have to stay there at the end of the class. So, but as I said before, it doesn't matter. So, okay, continue with the class. So, as I said before, we have the 3 categorizing techniques. The first one was from manipulation to communication, and as you know, manipulation is when the teacher has all the control of the class, and communication, the students can give open-ended responses. Then we have mechanical, meaningful, and communicative drill. And mechanical drill is when the student have to repeat what the teacher is saying. Then we have the meaningful drill. Here the student has a predictable response or a limited set of possible responses. Then we have the communicative drill, and as I said before, here the student have the opportunity to give an open-ended responses. Finally, we have controlled two free techniques. In this case, the role of the students and the teacher can change. The student can be more active and the teacher passive, just like a guide. Also, we talk about the control techniques, semi-control techniques, and free techniques. And as you know, here we are giving some examples of control techniques, semi-control techniques, and free techniques, and everybody wants to participate. For example, in control techniques, we have first we have the warm-up, the translation, and dictation. And then in semi-control techniques, we have the wrap-up, we have the brainstorming and the storytelling. And finally, in free techniques, we have drama and games. And at the end of the class, everybody was happy because everybody participated. And finally, now Kevin can come into the class. Now I understand. If you remember, we have techniques and materials. Here we have materials. Oh, I like this finger puppet. So first we have flashcards. If you remember, we had to do some flashcards, and also we know that flashcards are very useful for us if we want to teach a word, a number, or a letter. So for this reason, we have three different flashcards. As you can see, the first is the number card, the second is the word card, and the third one is the letter card. Then we have the textbooks, and as you know, textbooks are very important for us if you want to teach a language. So as you know, if you want to know if a textbook can be useful for the class, you need to evaluate it. So for this reason, we have some aspects that we have to evaluate if you want to use a textbook. For example, we have the teacher guide, general content, the format, language skills, and goal. Finally, we have realia, and as you know, realia is to bring the real object to teach with this real object. In this case, you can bring your animal form if you want. In this case, we have a frog, a bird, and a mouse. I don't know, you can bring them if you want, but I suggest you don't do that. For this reason, in this case, we use a little apple.
Remember that we also were talking about assessment and testing? Assessment is the way we gain information about our students' ability, and testing refers to one way to know how much our students have learned or not. Remember that testing is part of the assessment. In assessment, we have portfolios, conferences, journals, and different devices or alternative assessments to collect those informations. Remember that we also have self-assessment and continuous assessment as a part of a general assessment. It seems that it only lasts to say thanks for watching us. Is it the end? No, it isn't.
Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered.
I just want to say this class was a real, very good experience. And now that's all. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoyed it.